Boston Celtics fans, we are officially 1 day away from the NBA Finals, which means the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics were in TD Garden today getting their practices in and also addressing the media just one more time before they take the big stage. That's what we're going to break down here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. We want to talk about Kyrie Irving's return to Boston and Porzingis injury news along with Luka Doncic's injury news as well. First things first, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be posting my live thoughts, live reactions during the NBA Finals throughout the next 2 weeks. Plus, I want you guys to be there to spread the word for our live streams as well. I always post a link to our live streams. You guys always help me out by retweeting that. And if you guys want to shout out on tomorrow's video, the first 10 followers I get on Twitter today will get a shout out on tomorrow's Game 1 watch party. All right, Kyrie Irving did address what it means to come back in TD Garden and play in front of Boston fans. And he has returned to TD Garden several times since he has played for the Boston Celtics, but we do know that not every visit was nice, I should say, from Boston fan side, from Kyrie's side as well. But here's what he had to say about taking on the Boston fans in Game 1. The fans are going to say what they're going to say, and I appreciate them and the relationship that they have to the game. But it's about the players, and at the end of the day, it's always about the players. He also said that what he does when he walks into a hostile environment is takes a deep breath in and a deep breath out and realize maybe they're not as hostile as they think they are. But I'll be honest, Kyrie is the most dangerous when he's calm. That is my biggest fear here, is that we know he can handle pressure. We've seen that before, especially when he played for the Boston Celtics. But when he's calm and he's in his rhythm, that's where I start to get a little nervous here about Kyrie Irving. And then Drew Holiday was asked about possibly guarding Kyrie Irving, which we did talk about in our video yesterday if you guys want to go check that out. And he said Holiday was asked how he can help to slow down Kyrie Irving, and he quickly replied with a smile and said, pray. That's what Kyrie Irving brings to the table. But he also is going to be facing two former teammates who have played with Kyrie Irving, and here's what he had to say about his brothers, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, saying, I'm excited. They've gotten tremendously better. They've led their team to this point, so I'm incredibly proud of them. And I'm looking forward to the competition because this is what we've all strived for since we were kids. Playing at this level and playing the best of the best. They've got a great team led by a great coach. We're in for a long, tough series. And I'm glad Kyrie is seeing what I've been seeing, is that I think this is going to be the best series in the NBA postseason. It may not be the most flashy, but I do think in terms of basketball skill sets, this is going to be insane. This is my favorite storyline, is Kyrie Irving's return to TD Garden. Kyrie Irving playing the Boston Celtics. Of course, you got the Porzingis and Luka Doncic storyline there as well, which they have now come out and said that, hey, look, we have no beef. It just didn't work out between us. I personally think there's a little bit of beef between Boston and Kyrie, which is why I do think this storyline is going to be really interesting to follow. And another thing is that everybody else is talking about this storyline as well. Richard Jefferson said, you put Kyrie on the Celtics, there's now a conversation about who's the best player on this team. Allie Clifton said, well, who is Kyrie starting on defensively? Then you got Channing Frye in here saying, this is going to sound crazy, but I'll put him on Jason Tatum. I think the reason why the Mavericks have done so well in this series and in this postseason is because they've had a lot of great matchups. And I do think they paired up really well with the Timberwolves on defense, but I don't know how the Mavericks look right now pairing up against the Celtics offense. They have never faced an offense like this in the postseason. So I do think that Dallas is going to have a hard time matching up to the lethal offensive players that the Boston Celtics have. It's another storyline I want you guys to watch, especially after Game 1, because we know you have several defenders here that can take on the duo of Luka and Kyrie. But I do think there are slim pickings when it comes to taking down the duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So with that being said, knowing Kyrie is going to be stepping foot on the NBA Finals court tomorrow in Boston, go on ahead and comment your one-word reaction to Kyrie's return in Boston. Is it nervous? Is it excited? Is it intimidated? Let me know down below in the comments section. And as always, I gotta give a shout out here to our sponsor on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I'm talking about PrizePicks, baby, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America, and there is a very good reason for that. So, as of right now, you could turn $10 into $1,000 in a single game watching your favorite sports this summer. And the best part is that the finals means more on PrizePicks, and so do the star players. You're actually going to get boosted payouts on select basketball stars that you won't find anywhere else. And I know you're probably thinking, Allie, what are you talking about? How do you play this wonderful, wonderful game? Well, super easy. That's the best part. Takes less than 60 seconds to make your picks. All you have to do is pick more or less. That's it. And you are done. And you can win up to $1,000 of your money. So if you guys want to, right now, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. And remember what I said about that payout boost with those star players? As you guys can see, my entries got Tatum, who's a star player. And not only that, but PrizePicks said, hey, let's help you out here just a little bit. If Tatum gets one bucket, you win. Come on, man. I got Luka having less than 31.5 points and KP with a big return with more than 2.5 3-pointers made. So go on ahead and make your prize picks right now at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. I promise. It's that easy. All right, let's talk about the latest injury update from the NBA Media Day. They got to address Kristaps Porzingis, and I know that he did actually have breaking news yesterday, which we do have a video on that. If you want the full report, go check it out on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. But they also went a little bit more in depth to how he's mentally feeling, not only playing for the NBA Finals, but actually getting back out there on the court. Gary Washburn said that after the media availability was done, they actually did their practice in front of media, including Gary Washburn, the Boston Globe. And he said while the Celtics are practicing at TD Garden, Kristaps Porzingis is doing calf strengthening exercises with the conditioning coaches. Well, here's what Porzingis had to say about playing tomorrow in possibly his first game in several weeks. I'm feeling good. Looking forward to today's practice, moving around a little bit more, and then being ready to go tomorrow. It burns inside of me not being able to be out there. Tomorrow, I'll finally get the chance. And I know there was a lot of confusion yesterday because Shams Charania of the Athletic said that he's expected to return in Game 1. And then you hear from Kristaps himself, and he's like, how you feeling? You feeling 100%? He's like, we'll see. But he did officially say, I will be playing tomorrow. And that is music to my ears. I mean, my arm hair stood up when I heard Kristaps Porzingis say this. And here's a nice screenshot of Gary Washburn, who tweeted this out. A nice video of KP getting some shots up. And they did say this was the most rigorous practicing they have seen from KP in numerous weeks, the media being that. So he's obviously getting some shots up, getting some work around those coaches as well. So it's good news. KP is moving and doing everything the team is as well. But we do know that KP is playing tomorrow, according to Porzingis himself. We're not sure how many minutes just yet, but predict your stat line for Porzingis in Game 1. I want points, rebounds, assists, blocks. I want the whole thing. What are you expecting from Tingus in Game 1? Let me know down below. I got to talk about the other superstar here on the court, Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. I know we really haven't talked about any injuries for the Mavericks other than when Derek Lively smacked his head and went down, but his injuries have been concerning for Luka because we've seen this throughout the postseason if you guys have been following the Mavericks as I have so far in the NBA playoffs. But here's what he's been dealing with. He's had knee sprain, an ankle sprain, and he hit his head on the court. So these are three pretty significant injuries that unfortunately he's going to have to play through because of the time that they're playing right now. Here's what Luka said yesterday about his injuries. It didn't get any better, but it's been great to have some rest. Hopefully, I'll check into Game 1 if it's better or not, but it's been great to have some rest for sure. Obviously, the Mavericks did beat the Timberwolves in 5 games. The Celtics did sweep, but a Luka injury would suck. Flat out suck, in my opinion. I am so tired of the Celtics playing injured teams. And I'm gonna say that. I know I can get some backlash because obviously that does make for an easier game when you don't have to deal with Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton, Jimmy Butler. But come on, it's the finals. I want a good game. I want to play Luka. I want to beat the best that's out there, and Luka is the best that's out there. And when you think of what he's been through in the playoffs, there were several games he was listed as game-time decision in the playoffs, and he played through. And by playing through, I mean drops a triple-double. So this guy is still putting up significant numbers despite his injuries. And even NBA TV's Jared Greenberg, who's a friend of mine, said Luka would have been out 2 weeks if this was the regular season. So not only has he dealt with 2 sprains and an injury to his head, he's still playing through it. And like I said, Luka playing through it is still putting up a triple-double. So you're going to have to really monitor Luka's injuries throughout this series. It's very important because the Celtics are a tough team to beat, and it's going to take a lot out of Luka and the rest of the Mavericks to keep up with them. And with that being said, do you think the Boston Celtics will win the 2024 NBA Finals? Go on ahead and type yes or no in the comment section below. Let me know how you guys are feeling ahead of tomorrow's Game 1. We're going to post our Game 1 preview tomorrow morning, as tomorrow night, the Celtics will start their journey to Banner 18.